Hey traders, what's going on? Jamie Setley here. It's January 13th, 2021, and I want to go over a few Australian dollar charts. Um, this is a weekly chart, so looking a ways back, but you can see that Aussie traded into, as last week, traded in some pretty hefty levels. You've got resistance back from April 2016 back here, November 2016. This was the election back in 2016 here. Just a lot of congestion. In fact, last time we were at these levels, it was April of 2018. And as you can see, earlier this week, we had just about retraced all of last week's advance. So on a long-term basis, we have reached a pretty important level, and I would not be surprised to see a bit more of a reaction from this area. So we'll see how the week finishes out. But as it is now, you've got an inside week, right? Just a little over halfway through this week, inside week at an extended level. I view as sometimes it can be a pretty good sign to maybe trade a turn. Let's zoom in a bit and see if, hold on here, zoom in to a shorter term level here. All right. Okay, so this is, let's go a 4-hour chart. This is a 4-hour chart. What I've got here, this is log scale. It's important to note that because the percentage moves are significant. So if you're looking at arithmetic scale, it's going to look quite different. But the V bottom that we had in Aussie in March, well, not just Aussie, but everything, right? So what I've got drawn on here is a shift fork, okay? Not a channel, which would be a modified shift fork and not a regular pitchfork, but this is a shift fork. So you can see that the angles that have been identified by the structure, they've been useful. You've got the 25 line down here in magenta, the 75 line also in magenta. Support was registered on that line back in November. That's going to be a level that we want to pay attention to going forward. It's about 75 if we get down there, say over the next couple of weeks. And you can see where we just hit resistance last week. It was on the 75 line. We call this concept of symmetry in median line structures. So you're finding, support or a pivot equidistant from the median line and resistance equidistant from the median line. So if we zoom in on shorter term action even more, you can see that this trend line here was resistance. I've turned down from it, and I would put the breakdown level at about 76.40 or so. I guess you could take a flyer short here with a tight stop, but try to trade the breakdown from 76.40, target 75 initially for a possible short-term mean reversion trade there. All right, so that's Aussie. So again, long-term level's been hit. Short-term, we've got some pretty precise levels to work with. Let's go to Euro Aussie. All right, Euro Aussie is, here we go. Euro Aussie has hit, not quite, but is very close to 9-year channel support. As wild as things were back in March, you can see that the top was identified perfectly with that channel, okay? The center line has been critical at times as well. So we are getting very close to what I consider one of the biggest levels in any, cross, FX cross, especially non-dollar cross out there, and it's 156.50. All right, so even if I say, like, if I zoom in a little bit here, right? Let's go to like a 4-hour chart. You can see that line is right down there, and like here's RSI on the 4-hour chart. You see already a huge divergence in place. Essentially, price action over the last two weeks since 31st of December. So starting to see maybe reasons to look for a low based on that, but especially based on the fact that 156.50 is a 9-year channel support. So yeah, I am looking there. I don't know if this is telling us anything about, the Aussie maybe in for a deeper correction than some people think. I don't know, but it is interesting to note that the Australian dollar is coming into a major level at the exact same time as Aussie dollar has turned over from a pretty significant level in its own right. All right, so that is the focus for today. Heading into Thursday is the Australian dollar coming into resistance, Euro Aussie into support, which is the same thing as saying Aussie at resistance anyway. All right, so that's it. Hope it helps. Jamie Setley here signing off. Good luck.